Have you noticed climbing stairs feels harder, or your legs don't bounce back like they used to? After 60, that isn't just getting older. It's your body quietly losing strength faster than you realize. But here's the surprising part. 3 simple vegetables can calm inflammation, protect your heart, and even restore your gut. Skip them. And the hidden damage keeps growing. So many seniors tell me, "Doctor, I just feel tired all the time. Stiffer joints, heavier legs, less energy." Most assume it's normal aging, but research shows your body's defenses aren't gone, they're just asleep. And a few everyday foods can wake them up. Today I'll share the top 3 vegetables that science proves can reignite your strength, support your circulation, and even lift daily fatigue. And you'll see exactly how much, how often, and when to eat them. 1. Broccoli, the artery protector. Have you ever noticed how a garden hose stiffens when it's left out in the cold? That's exactly what happens to our arteries with age. They lose flexibility, making it harder for blood to flow. But one humble vegetable, broccoli, contains compounds that act like a warm rinse, keeping those hoses supple. The star here is sulforaphane. Think of it as a fire alarm switch in your cells. When it flips on, it activates NRF2, a master controller that calms hidden flames of inflammation, lowering markers like IL-6 and TNF-alpha. This matters because chronic inflammation is one of the root drivers of stiff arteries, joint pain, and even fatigue, and the science backs it up. A 2020 study in the British Journal of Nutrition followed over 1,000 older women. Those eating just 45 grams of cruciferous vegetables daily, that's less than half a cup, had a 46% lower risk of dangerous calcium buildup in their arteries. That's nearly cutting the risk in half with a serving smaller than your fist. In my clinic, Frank, a 72-year-old retired teacher, was skeptical. But instead of mashed potatoes every night, he started swapping in steamed broccoli twice a week. After 2 months, his blood pressure curve looked smoother, and he told me mornings felt less stiff. He didn't overhaul his diet, he just made one small swap. So here's the protocol. Aim for half a cup of steamed or lightly roasted broccoli 4 to 5 times a week. Keep it simple: olive oil, lemon, maybe a sprinkle of garlic. But that's not even the surprising part, because the next vegetable doesn't just protect your arteries, it soothes your stress chemistry itself. 2. Kale juice, the stress soother. Have you ever felt your body buzzing with tension, even when you're just sitting still? That constant hum is oxidative stress, tiny sparks of damage happening inside your cells. And after 60, those sparks appear more often, because the enzymes that used to neutralize them have slowed down. Kale steps in like a team of firefighters. It boosts enzymes called superoxide dismutase and catalase. Think of them as fire hoses, dousing sparks before they spread into wildfires. At the same time, kale activates phase 2 detox enzymes, which act like brooms, sweeping away the cellular trash your body doesn't need. Together, those 2 actions create calm where there used to be chaos. And the data is powerful. In the 2020 Vessel trial, researchers looked at seniors adding cruciferous vegetables like kale. Their systolic blood pressure dropped by around 5 points, and artery flexibility improved. For someone in their late 60s, that's the difference between a borderline blood pressure reading and a safer one. Let me introduce you to Rosa, 69. She leaned on mid-morning coffee just to keep going, even though the jitters left her restless. At her daughter's urging, she tried replacing 3 of those coffees each week with a small glass of kale juice, about 4 to 6 ounces, blended with lemon. Within a month, her daughter noticed Rosa's tone had softened. Rosa herself said, "It feels like my body takes a deeper breath." That's the quiet power of antioxidants at work. So here's the protocol. 4 to 6 ounces of fresh kale juice, 3 mornings each week. Pair it with lemon or apple to cut the bitterness, and let it work like a cellular reset button. Here's where it gets interesting. Because the next vegetable doesn't just sweep out toxins, it actually restores peace inside your gut community itself. 3. Spinach, the gut guardian. Have you noticed how certain meals leave you feeling heavy or bloated, even when the food seemed healthy? After 60, that often comes down to the gut. Over time, the neighborhood of bacteria living in your intestines, your microbiome, loses diversity. Fewer friendly neighbors means more irritation, slower digestion, and more inflammation. Spinach works like a gardener restoring balance to the neighborhood. It feeds the good bacteria, groups like firmicutes and bacteroidetes, that release short-chain fatty acids such as butyrate. Picture butyrate as a soothing balm that gently coats and heals the lining of your gut. With more of it, your immune system calms down, inflammation subsides, and digestion feels smoother. The research here is clear. A 2019 study in nutrients followed older adults who added spinach regularly. Within weeks, their gut bacteria became more diverse, and butyrate levels rose, an internal signal of better gut health. That's not just numbers on a chart. It's the difference between constant bloating and a belly that feels peaceful again. Take Margaret, 70. She told me she avoided salads because they always left her gassy. Instead of giving up, she tried adding just 1 cup of raw spinach to her lunch 3 days a week. Within a month, she noticed less bloating, steadier afternoon energy, and she said, "I don't dread sitting down to a meal anymore." Her daughter even noticed she seemed more cheerful after dinner. Here's the protocol. 1 cup of raw spinach daily, or lightly sautéed in olive oil for better absorption. Add it to a salad, tuck it into an omelet, or stir it into soup. Think of it not just as food, but as fertilizer for the friendly neighbors in your gut. Ignore this. And the symptoms often get worse without warning. Maybe aging isn't about losing strength. It's about remembering where strength comes from. 3 simple vegetables. Broccoli protecting your arteries. Kale calming the sparks of stress. Spinach rebuilding peace in your gut. When you bring them together, it's not just about nutrition. It's about restoring balance to a body that has carried you through decades. A body that still wants to walk with your grandchildren, to garden, to laugh at dinner without worrying about bloating or stiffness. Frank noticed it when his mornings stopped feeling so heavy. Rosa felt it when her daughter said, "You seem calmer." Margaret saw it when meals no longer left her bloated. These aren't miracles. They're reminders that your body can still respond when you give it the right rhythm. So, pause for a moment. Which of these 3 speaks to you most? Is it the steady calm of kale, the gut peace of spinach, or the artery protection of broccoli? I'd love for you to share your answer in the comments. Your story could be the encouragement another senior needs. And if this video gave you even one hopeful idea, I invite you to join our community here at Healthy Aging Hub. Subscribe, stay with us, and let's keep exploring the science and the simple habits that make aging a journey of strength, not decline. Because you're not just getting older, you're still becoming.